Hello folks, welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm, where my addictions all over the internet. On this channel, I do library book hauls, book reviews, both digital and physical, audio books, and so much more. So I told you guys in a previous video that I had taken all of the fantasy books that I had bought, that I hadn't read, and I put them on a shelf. And I noticed that when I put all of them on there, I had about almost 2.5 full of fantasy books, which is surprising to me because every time I would turn around, I would buy a fantasy book. But it also speaks a lot about, like, I had decided months ago to stop buying fantasy books because I was really getting tired of romantasy and all that type of stuff. And so I stopped buying fantasy books. And when I stopped buying fantasy books, they stopped accumulating. So I am very happy about that. Very happy about that. I am ecstatic about that. So my goal is to get my physical TBR down to 0. Because, as I said, I have way too many books. I have more books. I wouldn't say I have more books that I haven't read that I've read, because that's not the case. I have read a lot of books. I'm about 19 books away from hitting 250 books. Very happy about that. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's really amazing that I'm almost to 50 more to go before I'm officially at my goal. So when I did that, I was like, dang, I really don't have a ton of fantasy books. And I don't know what I am going to do when I finish reading my final physical fantasy book. I think I'm going to be kind of sad. I think it will be kind of sad because it just means that the only fantasy books that I'm going to have left are going to be on my Kindle and on my Nook e-readers, which I'm fine with. But I was on Amazon. No, I did not buy anything. And I wanted to see if the second book, after, I believe, Malice, and they wanted $10 for it. I was like, no. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. No way. I still have my $10 in my Barnes & Noble ones, and I'm kind of wondering what happens after a while. But I do intend to renew my Barnes & Noble membership, because I want to take advantage of, like, different things with the Barnes & Noble membership, even though I'm not going to be buying books. And people say, why would you renew your membership if you're not buying books? Well, you know, that's just me. I want to do that. Because I know I'm going to have my job back by December, so that's not really a issue. I'm actually going to I'm going to the library this coming Monday, and I'm actually going to see if they actually do have the next book in the series, or I'm going to go on Libby and see if they have it, which would be really great if they do. Because I did enjoy the first book a lot. I really do want to read the second book this year. Definitely read the second book this year. But yeah. So having that small amount of fantasy books is great. It really tells me that, you know, you have some measure of control, and also it kind of shows where my taste in fantasy books went and everything. So I'm really excited about that, and everything, getting those fantasy books down to nothing. So yeah, so that's my video, and I will see you next time.